So very good evening, everyone, and thank you everyone for joining in a very short notice. The topic selected by our student is very important topic. So Shaumendu Ghosh, welcome you on behalf of Cognize Nutrition. So today, as you know, the controversial topic, milk is a very important nutrient, or out of the 5 food group, milk constitute the major food group which gives us protein, calcium, and other vital nutrients. So, as you know, India is the highest cow milk producing country in the world. After that is United States, China, Pakistan, Brazil, Germany, Russia, France. These are the countries coming after India, but India is the highest milk producing countries in the world. But unfortunately, the pure breeds are getting extinct because of the crossbreeding and different types of new foreign breeds are coming to our country because of high yield productions of milk. So we are losing our own breeds. So today we'll come to know about different types of breeds, actually which milk we should consume. Actually, milk is good for our body after 6 months or after 1 year, when to start milk for a child, when it is appropriate, what are the guidelines, what it says, what are the research saying about the milk. So everything we will clear our concept today about the milk. And there are different patients that they are suffering from diabetes, type 1 diabetes, COPD, cardiovascular problem, asthma. Even it is very common, that is autism is common, very commonly seen. ADHD is very commonly seen in among the children. So why it is being seen, and why this cow milk are having this kind of problem? So are we selecting the right cow milk for our babies? Because I cannot, as a dietitian, say that we should totally avoid milk, or milk should be eliminated from our diet. Because as I said, that out of the 5 or 7 food groups, milk is very important for us. So let us share the screen. Let us introduce the speakers. Then we will straightforward move to the presentations. So I would like to invite all the speakers. Please, for instance, all of you switch on your camera. All the speakers, please switch on your camera. And Pritha, just say that it is visible or not.
So yes, presentation
The
is visible.
presentation is visible?
You just need to make it full screen.
Yeah. Just please guide me.
Yes, sir.
The recording is on, Pritha.
Yes, sir. Recording is on.
So the first speaker is Souvik Jana. Souvik has completed his graduation in nutrition from Haldia Institute of Health Science, which is affiliated to Vidyasagar University. He is basically from East Mednapur. He is now pursuing masters in applied nutrition from the same institute affiliated to WUHS, and also doing internship. This is little bit different from his profession, but it is very interesting profession, doing internship in Radio Mirchi, Kolkata, and as a content producer and editor. Second is Atanu Langal. Atanu is from Hugli. He has also completed his graduation from Bardhaman University and completed masters in dietetics and food service management from Indira Gandhi Open University, completed his internship from KPC Medical College and Hospital, and currently he is with us in the Cognize Nutrition, as same as Souvik is also with us. So, and next we have Shauryadip Das. Shauryadip is from Barashat, Kolkata, completed graduation on food and nutrition from Barakpur Rashtriya Guru Surendranath College, completed masters on DCNM from Vidyasagar University, completed internship from ILS Hospital Damdam, life member of IDA Bengal chapter, and currently working in IACS Jadavpur. So he's working as a government employee. Then we have Koustav Kanti Bera. He's also from Mednapur and completed masters on applied nutrition from West Bengal University of Health Science, completed 6-month internship from PLS Hospital, completed nutrition education program on non-communicable diseases, mother health and nutrition, infant and young children feeding, immunization from ICMR NIN, completed the course on prevention of childhood overweight and obesity and maternal nutrition program in emerging from UNICEF, completed diabetes educator from National Diabetes Educator Project, that is Dr. Mohan's, and he was working as a pediatric nutritionist in Kuch Bihar for Abbott Nutrition. Currently, he is working at Danone Nutrition as a dietitian. So this is overall the brief introduction of the 4 male dietitians, because many of you are will be saying that there are very less number of male dietitian in our fraternity. But today all the speakers, including the moderator, including me, is a male dietitian. So welcome you all to the topic. Now I will move to directly to the presentation. So Pritha, I am keeping my audio and video both off. Anything required? Nikita, please put your hands down. No questions so far. We will take the questions at the end. So welcome, Souvik.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for giving my introduction and cognize for this beautiful opportunity. Good evening to all of you, and thank you so much for joining in. First thing first, let me explain what is milk, right? Milk is a nutrient-rich liquid which is produced by mammary gland of mammals. Mammals means, as example, human, cow, goat, buffalo, etc. It is the primary source of nutrient for young mammals because 0 to 6 months of child, they can't able to digest proper food. So they can get their need of nutrient from milk. And out of 5 food group, milk play a major role in this food group. So it is a good source of calcium, protein, vitamin, mineral, and lactose. So it help us to develop our brain, bone, teeth, etc. And colostrum plays a major role to boost the immunity of the child. Next slide. So there are many type of milk producing cow all over the world, but we choose one type of, two type of, or we choose cow's milk all over any other milk. So in the year 1992, a new dimension to the debate was added when scientists in New Zealand established a correlation between the prevalence of type 1 and type 1 diabetes and the type of milk consumed. It led the discovery of the so-called today's topic, A1 and A2 type of milk. Now, what is A1 and A2 type of milk? A1 milk, basically which is derived from foreign breed like Holstein, Friesian, and British Orton, etc. Now, what is A2 milk? Now, A2 milk is derived from indigenous cow. Now, what is indigenous cow? Indigenous cow milk means pure Indian breed like Gir, Sahiwal, Tharpakar, etc. Now we come to the difference between foreign breed and Indian breed. So foreign breed don't have flap and hump. Flap means a thin skin beneath their neck, right? Now Indian breed have flap and also have hump, and their back is curved, especially near the tail. But foreign breed don't have curved back, but they have straight back, right? Okay, next slide. Now you can see the different type of cow all over the India. There are most popular cow like Gir, Tharpakar, Sahiwal from Punjab, Tharpakar from Rajasthan, and Gir from Gujarat. Many Indian breed was extinct because of crossbreeding. And you can see many other cow like Rathi, Mewati, Nagori, Nilmari, and Malnath Gidas. Okay, so right now that's all from my end. Now I the next explanation, next slide will be explained by my colleague, Shauryadip. Thank you.
So thank you, Souvik, for describing your part so nicely and introducing me as well. So very good evening to all. I am Shauryadip Dash, as previously sir introduced me, and I am going to explain the history behind A1 and A2 milk. So next slide, please. So if after having the introductory part, we can have more or less idea about what is A1 and A2 milk. But how the both milk were originated in the ancient time, very few can have the proper idea about this. So there is a brief history behind this that I'm going to explain now. So the very well-known Maharaja from Bhavnagar, Gujarat, Sri Krishna Kumar Singhji, Bhavi Singhji Gohil, played an instrumental role in changing the fortune of Brazilian dairy system. In 1940, he gave a 10-year-old cow named Krishna, which was a Gir cow, to Celso Garcia Cid, a Brazilian cattle baron. Next slide, please, sir. Sir, next slide. Yes, thank you, thank you. So after having the cow, when it goes mature, it was crossbred with a Dutch variety named Holstein, which produced a hybrid cow named Girolando. In 1989, the Ministry of Agriculture, Brazil, revealed that Girolando can able to produce 80% of milk throughout Brazil. That is a huge quantity of milk that any A2 category cow can produce. Next slide, please, sir. Now, our next topic is the genetics behind A1 and A2 milk. So there is a whole concept of A1 and A2 milk. So our genetics also lies behind this. And what is that? The main component of A1 and A2 milk is beta casein gene. This gene get mutated and the 67th position of amino acid, that is proline A2 allele, changes to histidine A1 allele. Now, all types of cow have two copies of gene that can be homozygous, that is A1A1 or A2A2, or heterozygous A1A2. If you follow the table here, we can find that how the crossbreed is happening. So if the bull carries A2 category gene and the cow carries A2 category gene, then the offspring must be a A2 cow. But if the bull carries A1A2 gene and the cow carries A2A2 gene, then the offspring must be that there is 50% chance that it can be a A2 cow. Similarly, if the bull carries A2 category gene and the cow carries A1A2 gene, then there is also 50% chance that the offspring can be a A2 cow. But both the bull and cow carries A1 gene, then the offspring must be a A1 cow. Next slide, please, sir. Now here it comes the nutritive value of A1 and A2 milk. So if we have a proper look here, we can find that the nutritive value of both A1 and A2 milk is quite similar. But if we have a proper look, then we can find that the nutritive value of A2 milk is quite higher than A1 milk. That never means that consumption of A2 milk will make one fatty. It only defines that A2 milk is more nutritious than A1 milk and always better for consumption. So the latter portion of the slide will be described by my dear colleague Atanu Langal. So Atanu, this is over to you now.
Thank you, Shauryadip, and thank you everyone for attending today's session. As you already know, today's topic is related to A1, A2 milk. As my colleague already discussed about the milk, nutritive value of milk, genetics of milk, and different cow breed which produce A1 and A2 milk. Now I am going to discussing with you the biochemical structure of milk protein. Both A1 and A2 protein are from casein family, which produce almost 80% of cow milk and 1/3 of human milk protein. Both A1 and A2 protein are almost identical. They each contain 209 amino acids, the building blocks of any protein. Here you can see the picture. The Sir, please use the marker on the gray portion. Yes, the A2 beta casein. You can see the chain of the A2 beta casein. The only difference between A1 and A2 beta casein is the 67th position. You can see in the picture the gray part, the 67th position, where A2 beta casein have proline, and below this, the A1 beta casein have histidine. This one amino acid change means when when A1 beta casein break down, it produce peptide called BCM7. When peptide directly injected into the bloodstream, it affect different diseases. When peptide inject into the directly bloodstream, it may increase your blood pressure, also affect your immune system and how your blood clots. It has also effect on the gut movement. Here I am trying to discuss with you the biochemical structure of A1 and A2 beta casein and the digestion process of A1 beta casein. Now I am telling you a next slide, please, sir. Okay. Now I am going to explain with you an interesting story which actually started early 2000 when A2 corporation was formed to commercialize all A2 protein in the band of milk. They launched a lawsuit against A1 corporation, and they want that all the A1 milk producing company must add a warning label on their pouches when they sell their milk. So they lawsuit a case against A1 corporation. In the year 2006, a New Zealand-based writer, K. Woodford, write a book called Devil in the Milk, where they show the link between A1 beta casein and type 1 diabetes. As a result, the sales of A2 milk is rises and A1 milk become less popular. So A1 Milk Corporation, so next slide please. So A1 Milk Corporation went to the New Zealand Food Standard Authority and European Food Safety Authority for a research on this matter. As a result, both the authority jointly study the matter, and in 2009, the European Food Safety Authority declared a report where they shows that there is no direct relationship between BCM7 milk, but the sales of A1 milk already decreases and A2 milk also rises. As you can see in the graph, the A2 milk sales 90% and A1 milk sales is 10%. This is the end of my part, and rest of the presentation will be followed by my colleague, Mr. Koustav. And I hope you find something interesting in this topic, and I hope you get some new information from this. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Atanu, for describing your part so nicely. Now, come to the next part, benefits of A2 milk. A2 milk obtained from Indian Desi cow and considered to be pure as per Ayurveda. It also had some medicinal properties. As you know, A2 milk, sorry, previous slide, please. Previous slide, please. Sir, previous slide.
It is not showing it is taking time due to network. I have already changed.
Okay.
Yes. Now it is.
Next slide. Okay. Now, let's show some benefits of A2 milk. As you know, A2 milk obtained from desi cows and it is pure as per Ayurveda. It also some medicinal properties. It is natural origin, so easily digested and aligned with our body. A2 milk boosts our immune system. It also balances all three dosas, Pitta, Kapha and Vata. As A2 milk are compatible with our body, therefore less allergic reaction can be observed and there is less chance of lactose intolerance in consumers, especially in children. It is packed with protein and essential vitamin and minerals. As A2 milk is free from preservative and hormones, it is safe and good for health. As it contains vitamin D naturally, so it helps building strong bones and prevent fragility of bones. Next. Okay. Let us discuss about harmful effect of A1 milk. A few research groups suggest that BCM7 may be linked to type 1 diabetes, heart disease, infant death, autism, and digestive problems. Several studies indicate that drinking A1 milk during childhood increases the risk of type 1 diabetes. Two observational studies link A1 milk consumption to an increased risk of heart disease. Some researchers also have speculated BCM7 may be involved in some cases of sudden infant death syndrome. Peptides like BCM7 may play a role in development of autism. Animal and human studies suggest that A1 beta casein, previous slide, A1 beta casein may involve in digestive problems. So we can found that A1 milk involved in digestive issues. Now you can see the difference between A1 and A2 milk. A1 milk obtained from Jersey cows and which contains A1 beta casein, and A2 milk mainly from desi cows which contain A2 beta casein. In A1 milk, histidine is the 67th amino acid as discussed by my colleague Atanu, and A2 milk contain proline which is 67th amino acid. In A1 milk, digestion of A1 milk produces BCM7 and digestion of A2 milk doesn't produces BCM7. A1 milk is responsible for stomach ulcer, type 1 diabetes, cardiac disease, whereas carboxylase present in A2 milk increases brain power. A1 milk is harmful for human body, whereas A2 milk contain high level of omega-3 that cleans cholesterol deposition. That's all from my end. Now I forward this session to my colleague Shauryadip.
So thank you, Koustav, explaining your part so well. And here are some research articles related to the detrimental effect of A1 milk. So the first article defines that the children from Polynesian island are less prone to diabetes than the children in Polynesian Auckland. The only cause behind this is they are ingesting A2 milk daily basis. But who are ingesting A1 milk, like the Polynesian Auckland children in Auckland, they are suffering from coronary heart disease, atherosclerosis, and the most lethal sudden infant death syndrome. The next research article shows that people from Finland and Sweden are laser increasing the diabetics day by day due to high consumption of A1 milk rather than people from Venezuela and Japan. Next slide, please, sir. This research articles reveals that people in New Zealand who are consuming A1 milk daily basis are suffering from numerous types of neurological disorders like autism and sudden infant death syndrome also is there, ischemic heart disease and coronary heart disease. So there are several research articles regarding this topic, but all the research articles are illuminating only one factor, that BCN7 containing A1 milk is hazardous for our health. It not only cripples our nervous system, but also causes serious health issues. So always choosing of A2 milk over A1 milk is better for our health. So here is end of my part. Now we all have reached to the end of our session, and the session will be concluded by my dear colleague Souvik Jana. So Souvik, this is over to you now. Thank you.
Thank you, Shauryadip. So finally, we came to this conclusion that E2 milk, as per ancient Ayurveda, is safer and healthier option even for lactose intolerance people. A2 milk overweighs its benefits over the risk of A1 milk. Ancient Ayurveda considers any food which is incompatible as viruddhahar, and it, if consumed, any lead to the release of amavisha. Amavisha, it's a toxin in our body due to an improper digestion. These toxins act as antigens and thereby the main cause of allergic reactions and hypertensives in our body. So A2 milk is always better for consumption. So finally, we came to this conclusion that A2 milk is always better. Okay, so next slide, please. So those are the references from where we took all the informations. And thank you so much for your patience, and thank you so much. Okay, that's all from my end.
Thank you so much, all the speakers. This is very crisp presentation, very brief presentation about the A1 and A2 milk. And many of us do not have this concept of this milk. What is the difference between we are having consuming packet milk, and it doesn't mean that all the packet milks are A1 milk and all the packet milk are harmful. So from birth also many people are taking this A1 milk. So now we will move to the question. We already have a question in the chat box. Then I invite all the speakers to come to the screen. Already Souvik and Koustav is there, and other speakers, please be on the screen. We will have the discussion. Sanjana Bindre, I have came across a study that Sanjana, can you please unmute and share what you learned? Bijoy ma'am has left. We want some feedback from Bijoy ma'am, but though she has left. Okay. Sanjana Bindre, I invite you for your feedback, whatever studies you have gone through.
Hi everyone, I'm Sanjana
Hi.
here. Yeah, so I felt that this topic on milk controversy is really something which I was looking forward to help me understand the insights of what is the difference between A1 and A2 milk, because nowadays we see that so many when we go to the market also it's labeled as A2 and A1 milk. So it is actually important for a consumer to understand what is the difference and what are the health benefits of it, because nowadays people do ask, oh, which milk can be consumed, and yeah, the research studies are also very informative. So yeah, I kind of enjoyed this session. I was really happy with the way the research articles and all were put up.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sanjana, for giving your valuable feedbacks.
Welcome.
Any questions so far or any feedbacks you are most welcome. We have some seniors also. Sanjana, you can mute yourself now. Any feedback from my seniors also? Senior madams are also there. Momdi, you always support me. Always you present. So Momdi, can you suggest, because every day you are seeing many PCOS patients, many pediatric patients every day in your hospital. So, Mom Bhattacharya ma'am, I can invite you to say what are the complications generally facing after taking the milk, for especially for the children.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The problem, good evening. The problems that the many of the children are facing the constipation, one of the reasons of having
true.
milk and milk-related allergies, constipation, stomach ache near the umbilicus, and nausea, feeling full all the time throughout the day, not feeling any hunger signals and not feeling any hunger sensation. And the problem, another problem is the smell problem. This is typically a separate problem, but the smell problem, feeling some nausea after having milk. And the basic problem, the main problem is constipation.
Lactose intolerance is a very major
Severely
problem.
hard food. Severely.
Constipation, many doctor exam totally pediatrician asks to stop milk because of the
Exactly.
constipation. But what we learned from today's session, Mondi, that this A2 milk, what is coming from our own Indian breeds, though it is very rare to get now the pure Indian cow milks, but still many companies are coming with these pure breeds also. So in our father's time,
Sir,
or
I just want
grandfather's
to
time,
add
we never
something.
heard.
May I, sir?
We never heard any complications with any milk products. They used to consume lots of milk. Even babies used to consume lots of milk in our father's times. But nowadays, if we see that there are many complications, especially what Mom Madam has said, that the stomach discomfort or the constipation.
Sometimes bloating,
So
flatulence also is happening. Also
bloating,
happening
yes, very.
after
So
consuming the milk.
mainly people switch to the health supplements or health drinks mainly because they are totally avoiding milk. But if we consume this really this desi milk, so maybe we can get rid of this problem because we can see in the presentations there are many research to support that even we can avoid type 1 diabetes, and even you can avoid some genetical problems, sudden death. Thank you, Anana. So, Shauryadip, what you want to add?
One thing I just want to ask. Hello?
Mom,
Hello?
madam wants to say something.
One thing I just ask. Okay, normally what is happening that if we find some PCOS or PCOD patient, normally we would like to say okay, don't have lots of milk and milk byproduct. So do you suggest to have this kind of milk for the PCOS or PCOD patients?
Shauryadip or Atanu, do you find any relevance in this A2 milk with PCOS? Have you find with any research or anything?
Normally we used to say okay, don't have. Yes.
Good evening, ma'am. There are several research studies are there, all of not totally covered. But ma'am, I just want to share something that the A2 milk is always our better for our health. Okay. There are research articles reveals only one thing, that BCM7, that is the main culprit in the A1 milk, that causes serious health issues. So it can be slow consumption or slow ingestion or daily consumption, I can say. So it can also lead to death also. So that very much poisonous substance are there in the A1 milk. So as I say that in
A2 milk have some medicinal values because only
yes.
of the histidine, Atanu can say better, histidine and proline, there is only one amino acid change in the 67 position.
Changed. Yeah.
And this is making a big difference between the A1 and the A2 milk, and the A2 milk which are coming from the pure breeds of India or maybe Pakistan or maybe Bangladesh or maybe Nepal. These are all pure breeds from South Asian countries. So a milk ta bolche actually working as a medicine. So maybe we can try for the PCOS patient. There are few brands we should not promote any brands here, but the one brand is coming very popular now in TV ad, that is Country Light. So they are coming with this A2 milk. Maybe we can try. Actually, I have some IBS problem. IBD Momdi very well know. My treatment was going in Vellore and everything. So I was trying it for last 1 month. So I am not having that kind of problem. Even with the card from the packet milk of A1, I am having some problem. But when I am taking, but though their fat content is high, they do not give any double toned milk. So you have to remove that malai from the milk, and you can consume the milk. But it is very good in taste also, and it is also giving. That is, I am fortunately I am not having any digestive issues or digestive problem after consuming. Even at night, sometimes I am taking a cup.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I mean to say that maybe this A2 milk, even we can promote in any ways, যে আমাদের nearby যে গোয়ালারা আছে তাদের কাছে যদি কোনো এরকম ধরনের দেশি breeds আছে, but we can see in Bangladesh and India,
যেটা কি বলে গোশালা থেকে যে দুধটা পাচ্ছি ওটাও ডাইরেক্ট এনে খেয়ে নেওয়াটা অনেক বেটার। যে প্রপার যে পাস্তুরাইজেশন আর যে প্রসেস গুলো আছে সেটা বাদ দিয়েও যদি ডাইরেক্ট গোশালা থেকে দুধটা আসছে সেটা খাওয়া অনেক বেটার rather than any other kind of
but from the Goshala also you are getting the crossbreed or the A1 breed, especially those who are for purposefully rearing the cows for business. So because this A2 production is less now, many breeding procedures are coming, because as we came to know from these slides that this this Brazil, this first cow was taken, and the cow, this is Gir cow from Gujarat, which was producing 16 liter to 20 liter of milk in India. Now it is producing 60 liter of milk in Brazil. So our own breed, জাত উন্নয়ন যেটাকে in Bengali বলা হয়, সেটা করার পরেও দেখা যাচ্ছে যে this cow can produce lots of milk in the business perspective also. But whatever we are taking, because milk is a major thing, a major food group. So many things, even Alzheimer's can be treated with A2 milk, even many neuro problems can be treated with A2 milk. So we can give, as a dietitian, we can give a try to this. Many research we have to, because I have some interest, but I have very less knowledge about these two kinds of milk, though our students today has cleared some of our doubts, but we have to go for long research, then we can conclusion, because the availability of A1 milk, that is foreign breed, is so high in India that it is hardly difficult to get this A1 milk.
So, another thing that I want to ask, what about if this A2 milk contains high percentage of fat, then can we provide to the dyslipidemic patient, those who are having problem with the high cholesterol or uncontrolled cholesterol that cannot be controlled through medicine and diet?
Fat, we are recommending 1.5 gram fat per 100 ml in the double tone, whereas these are like 4.5 gram of fat, or sometimes 4 gram. It is too high. But আমি যখন দেখছি এটা মালাইটা তুলে নেওয়া হচ্ছে, এটা খুবই থিন হয়ে যাচ্ছে দুধটা. If you are refrigerating for one night, then you are removing the malai again. After boiling, if you are removing the malai, it is becoming thin. And if we consider the total cholesterol, যেমন আমরা for our dyslipidemia patient, we are recommending egg within the permissible limit. So we need 200 to 300 milligram of cholesterol per day. If we keep other things like ghee, butter, and if we discard some other thing, and at least
cooking oil,
আমরা যদি just 100 ml কি 150 ml A1 A2 মিল্কের কার্ড দিতে পারি বা দই দিতে পারি, তো সেই ফ্যাক্টটা মনে হয় না খুব একটা বেশি প্রবলেম হবে যদি আমরা অন্য দিক থেকে কোলেস্টেরল কাট ডাউন করতে পারি। কিন্তু আমি বেশি পিডিয়াট্রিক পেশেন্ট গুলো নিয়ে, যাদের মাদার্সরা মানে একটা সোললি ডিপেন্ড করে মিল্কের উপরে, মিল্ক ইজ দে সোললি ডিপেন্ড অন মিল্ক for 1 glass or 2 glass of milk, For them at least we can try, and this is a very new thing to me also. For them we can try, because if you see many research are coming that it is like poison and the A2 is like medicine. So this is the difference. Even the A1 milk, the foreign breeds, they are not accustomed with the climate of India. They are mainly accustomed with the climate or the cold climate. So even when they are coming to India, they are not producing that quality of milk which they are supposed to produce. So this, I think,
Can we physically be able to reduce the fat percentage? Malai tule
I
nile ki
came to
fat
know from this.
কতটা কম? I don't have the clear idea. এই মালাইটা তুললে কতটা fat?
অতটা কমবে না, যেটা একদম অনেকটাই ফ্যাট। আমি আই ক্যান give you the photos that a thick malai is coming from this.
Exactly how much we be able to reduce the fat percentage from 4.5 to how much? If we if we are taking 2 times malai or 3 times malai from that fatty milk, so how much is that fat percentage? We can
50% can be reduced, I think because when I am finding that I am removing the malai, the milk is becoming thin now, very thin. Because my mother used to do this, so she used to tell me that when I am removing the malai from the milk, it is becoming very thin. But ideally as a dietitian, we do not recommend this, because অনেক পেশেন্টই আমাদের কাছে এসে বলে আমরা শর্ট তুলে খাই, কিন্তু আমরা তাও রেকমেন্ড করি যে না, ডাবল টোন। বাট সেখানে তুমি অনেকটা পার্সেন্টেজ অফ ফ্যাট কম নিতে পারছো। But in current scenario, carbohydrate is becoming culprit. So in the current PCOD or that is diabetes diet chart, we are reducing carbohydrate from 60% to now 55 or 50% of carbohydrate. So in that case, a little bit of fat will not create so much of problem, whereas this milk is giving some medicinal values. So as this milk is giving some medicinal values, we can give it as a try. We can promote it as a try for our patient, but in very less amount. Instead of giving 250 ml of double tone milk, we can
100 ml
for at least 150 ml of this 100 ml of milk. For I check for this other patients also, then we can understand. Thank you, Momdi. Any questions so far before we close? From our student Krititapa, Shagorika, Paul, Ritika, any question? Have you understood the difference between these two milk? Otherwise Atanu or Shauryadip can make you understand. Everybody understood the difference? Srijita,
yes sir.
Shunandadi, any comment? Shunandadi has finally joined. Shunandadi was trying from yesterday to join. Thank you, Shunandadi, for joining. Shunandadi, বোধহয় প্রথমটা শুনতে পাও। Because it is a controversial topic. Yes, Shangita.
হ্যাঁ স্যার, আমার একটা কোশ্চেন আছে, ওটা A1 বা A2 মিল্ক নিয়ে নয়। কোশ্চেনটা হচ্ছে স্যার, আমার সিস্ট আছে অ্যাকচুয়ালি, তো মানে দুধটা ডাবল টোন যে বলছেন, ওই দুধটা কি আমি যতটা জল ততটা দুধ মিশিয়ে বারবার ফুটিয়ে সবটাকে তুলে নেব, না কি করে খাবো ওটা?
না, double tone to is not required to boil and discard, because it is already very less amount of fat, almost fat free. It is only 1.5 gram of fat in that is total 100 ml. So no need to, if you are consuming double tone milk, no need to boil and discard the malai. But when you are consuming the locally available milk or the A2 milk, then you have to, maybe in near future A2 milk will also come in double tone.
আমুল ডাবল টোন আমুল মিল্ক হয় না, সেই মিল্কটাই বলছি।
অলরেডি ফ্যাট, তুমি কেন আবার জল মেশাতে যাবে তাতে? সেটা অলরেডি
সেটাই জিজ্ঞাসা করছি, ওইটা খেতে পারি তো?
হ্যাঁ খেতে পারো, but that is not A2 milk, that is A1 milk, that is coming from the fortunately Komal ma'am is also there, but Komal ma'am joined after the presentation, biochemical parts or biochemistry. Komal ma'am, do you want to suggest anything as you
Sorry
look
for
at the...
interrupting, sir. Sir, sorry for interrupting,
Yes.
but the Amul company has already launched A2 milk packet, Amul Deshi. Means
Yes,
it has
true.
covered almost 80% of the Gujarat. Because
Gujarat, yes.
my sister is staying there, she is using that A2 milk.
Because
That is
this is a
Amul Deshi
competitive
milk.
market, na Swati. So A2
Yeah.
milk, they will come with these types of packet. As we can see, Atanu has nicely explained that part, that controversial
Yes,
things
yes.
of
It is
taste.
very fantastic presentation. And first thing is this: everything was so crisp and so informative. Na, I couldn't live even. Means even for a second, I didn't live the presentation.
It
It
was
was
very
so
small
nice.
and
It's so
crisp
nice.
presentation. It was not so
Yeah.
elaborate presentation, but everything was there in the presentation. Yes, thank you, boys, for making this
Mm.
successful. Komal ma'am, do you want to suggest anything for not for A1, A2, but for your children, for your pediatric patients?
No, not pediatrics. Good evening, everybody. The thing is, there was one question regarding, removing of the fat from the milk. Okay. So basically, this problem occurs when we are counseling patients who are from the interiors, where they have no options of, of getting that packet pasteurized milk. So, and the person who is obese, and if you look into the from the child pediatric section, the parents, they are very much compelled in giving milk to the pediatrics or even to the adult. Even the adults have, many adults, they have the habit of taking a glass of milk in the morning with breakfast and
Even
in
in
the
Orissa and
evening or
Orissa and
bedtime.
Bihar, I have seen they are more prone in taking milk than West Bengal. So they will
Yes.
take 2 glasses of milk in a
Actually,
day.
it is very much surprising, and if you relate this, which even I related when one of the nephrologist, a renowned nephrologist, we had a session with him. So he said, and he asked, why you want to give milk to humans?
This is true.
I was a bit shocked. And if you look around, what the answer he gave, none of the animals,
Mammals. None of the
once they
mammals take
love
others'
eating
milk.
food, they're killing prayer. They stop taking their mother's milk. So why you want to give milk? It is actually
True.
not required. First. But in human setup, milk is considered as a very complete and good food. When people are fasting, they drink milk after milk. There are scenarios. Okay. बच्चा स्कूल जा रहा है, they give a glass of milk. दूध नहीं पी रहा, even that is also a concern for the parents कि बच्चा तो दूध ही नहीं ले रहा है, strong कैसे होगा? So
That
this
is a
is
concept.
way, that is the concept. Okay. प्रोप्राइटरी ड्रिंक्स देना ही है, बच्चा फुटबॉल हो चुका है लेकिन फिर भी हमें प्रोप्राइटरी ड्रिंक्स देना है. So these are certain myths what I think needs to be removed. I always counsel parents not to give milk product. I will get calories. क्योंकि
Yes, I
maximum of
used
the
to do milk product.
population in today's scenario, they are obese. Underweight बहुत कम मिलते हैं. सो अंडरवेट में हेडेक कम रहता है कि काटने की ऑप्शंस कम रहते हैं, ज्यादा डालने के ऑप्शंस हमारे पास है. लेकिन प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट्स व्हेन वी हैव टू कट डाउन द फूड, बिकॉज टू एक्सप्लेन पेरेंट्स कि दूध नहीं देकर आप ये दे सकते हैं, इट बिकम्स अ चैलेंज फॉर देम कि ये कैसे हो सकता है. दिस डाइटिशियन डजंट नो. So that is one challenge. The second one question was there about keeping the milk, how to remove the fat. Actually, in when the milk, what I explain to parents or to the patient, जो खटाल का दूध होता है वही दूध को पैस्चराइज्ड करके उसको ऑथेंटिक बनाकर, and then it is being packaged and then it is supplied. It's not that कि अलग से दूध बनाया जाता है, but there are certain techniques which actually removes the bacteria, viruses, whatever is unhealthy for the human beings. Because you wait a minute. Because if you all have gone through the journals, bovine is a product, an end product, which is there present in the milk. I don't know. I'm sorry, I joined in late. I don't know what all points has been discussed. So this bovine is actually injected to the cattle to produce more milk. This bovine
Yes.
is not tolerated, neither digested by the cattle. And surprisingly, this bovine, when the milk is unpasteurized and taken, gets digested only by human enzyme. And this bovine actually, destroys the pancreas. If you look into type 1 DM in pediatrics, and if you go through the Google search, the journals, you will find that this bovine is the main reason for your, destruction of the pancreas in pediatric population, which results in type 1 diabetes mellitus. But again, long time back, children, they used to take this milk. They did not had this problem. But this problem is increasing in today's scenario. So again,
Yes.
many studies are going behind this. The second thing,
Yes.
what I want to say, I spoke about pasteurization. Similarly, this milk, when undergoes this pasteurization process, there is another process which is actually termed as, can anybody tell me how this milk is removed from the, fat is removed from the milk? Anybody?
And what is written in the packet SNF? What is that? Can anybody say?
I'm not talking about SNF. First,
Solid
I'm talking.
non-fat.
Huh. Yes, Arunima, tell.
Ma'am, centrifugation.
Yes, it's called centrifugal separation. So when we did our we had laboratory of food and nutrition where we had this separation of protein, fats, carbohydrate. We have undergone this process. Okay, like for protein, we have the Geldal method of analyzing the protein. So similarly, there are techniques. So this milk fat, and what is this milk fat termed as? Anybody?
Ma'am,
When
SNF, solid non-fat that I told.
no, what is this milk fat? It's called as butter fat. So
Okay,
when
sorry.
you centrifugal separation is a method where this fat is removed from the milk, and it's a very high tech procedure. Okay, but at home scale. Now, when coming back to the question, what about the people who stays in interiors? So that means they won't take any milk product, or they won't take milk tea. So what they are going to do, there is a technique at home scale. What they can do is, like, they can boil the milk, and they can, like Shomendu mentioned, remove the fat. So around 8 to 10 times you have to remove this fat. Then only you can give that milk. Again, if you compare with the one with those or using your centrifugal separator or separation method, it won't be
cannot.
as far as that one. But again, definitely to a lot of extent, you can remove this butter fat from the milk.
Yes.
So you can guide your patients that 8 to 10 times you have to keep on. You boil once, but when you keep it in the refrigerator, remove it for 8 to 10 times. You will yourself, you can try this, buy a packet of full fat milk. Try this at home scale. You see, definitely it will work out. The layer of this fat will definitely come down as compared to what you did it at one first attempt. You do it for 8 to 10 times, it will come out. But again, yes, it is not at par as what the high-tech gadgets can do. But again, at home scale, for those who are unable to approach or get that skimmed double toned milk, it is difficult. It is an ease for them, at least to some extent.
Ma'am, so can water be added?
To what?
To milk. Make it thin. People are generally.
Why you want to add water?
Why, Devamita? Any concept behind this to add water? You can share your views if you are.
No such concept, sir. Actually, since
I
it's
never
boiling
tell my
water.
patients to add water. When you
Okay.
plan a diet chart, for example, if you all remember, whatever diet chart you all prepare, it is with the raw weight, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
for dry
Yes, ma'am.
ingredients, it is basically a raw weight. So when you prescribe 150 ml of milk, suppose for example, for breakfast, so you are calculating with 150 ml milk ka calorie and protein. Anything diluted, milk should not be diluted. That is what I have learned from my pediatric endocrinologist. Osmolality gets affected.
Not get
Absorption
it.
of it will
Same
be
thing I learned.
difficult. That's what I have learned. So I never prescribe my patients, to mix water with milk. Take it the way it is. You just tell after planning that this much ml of milk and milk product needs to be given. Let them segregate accordingly. How much curd they want to have, how much paneer what they want to have, how much milk they want to have. When they are having milk, it is raw milk. Just boil it, measure it, and give it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Rajanna, any question? No. You have raised your hand, Rajanna. No question. So we conclude the session here because and no more question is there. So thank you to all the speakers. Thank you, Atanu. Thank you, Koustav. Thank you, Shauryadip. And thank you, Souvik. In a very short time you have prepared. So we are coming with more presentations, more new topics, myths and facts about diabetes, cooking methods, lifestyle modifications, functional foods. So all are very upcoming topics are there in November. So I will share that link with different colleges whom you have many people have joined. I can see many new faces, so I will share that with you all, and you can enjoy learning new things. So anything from Koustav, Atanu, any last note you want to say? Anything? So nothing to say. Thank you all.
Thank you everyone for joining today's session. And I hope you get something new from our presentations and enjoy our session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Atanu.
Thank you all for your patience learning, and I hope we all have found something new. And thank you for all. Thank you for joining today. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks
Thank
to
you,
you
ma'am.
all
Also,
also. I missed the
yes.
presentation. It's always good to learn, but again, I missed it. I hope it was good enough. But again, you all have taken such an initiative. I think
Yes, ma'am. We
excellence
tried
is the
our
right word
best.
for you all.
Just I want to show one thing. This is the malai removal. So see, ma'am has suggested removing it for at least 4 to 5 times. We can remove it more. So from this A2, this is the malai from the A2 milk. So if we consume this much of fat can go into our body. So this will be prepared separately. This malai will be prepared, used to prepare ghee at home. But the Amul or the mother dairy or the metro dairy, we do not use to get this kind of thick malai to prepare ghee. I see in my village or in my hometown, I have seen this in my childhood. Again, I am seeing this. So I don't know how much safe taking this daily, but it is common. I think 4.8 gram of fat in this country like me. Thank you all. Good night, everyone. And I will post the recording also. I will crop the recording and I will post the presentation part also. So it will be only 35 minutes of presentation.